Because the temperatures were so cold in November, they dropped down to the 40s and 50s. Rats are like you and I. If we don't have a warm place to live, they're going to seek shelter.
We have no rat problem. We haven't had a rat problem. Been on the board 5 years. I've never heard of a rat problem.
See, I can't use my stove. I can't cook on it. It smells like I'm boiling urine stew.
They've not experienced this type of incident ever in the past.
He didn't come in any other way. He didn't knock on the door. I didn't let him in.
That's completely unreasonable.
If you want to fight, I can get you boxing gloves, but we're not here for that. My first case ever with worms.
Come here, Sophie! Get him, Rusty!
Can I say something?
No. If she hadn't had an oral agreement, how do you do? I know you've all been sworn. I have read your complaint, ma'am. You claim that the defendant's negligence caused your damage to your property?
Yes, I do.
What was the negligence?
Well, they had taken over the management of our complex. And
What kind of a complex
it's
is
a condominium complex.
Okay.
And what was, I had no idea that they were planning to do this. Someone had planned to do this. They were going to cut back the foliage after not having cut it back in several years. I lived there 2.5 years prior to the time they cut back the foliage.
How much foliage was involved?
Well, there's large amounts in the common area which are adjacent to my condo, and I believe they manicured the entire common area.
Did you represent the condo, sir?
Yes, I'm the managing agent for the Homeowners Association, that's correct.
Did you hire someone to cut back the foliage?
We were a recently hired new management company. Prior to us being hired, the board had also hired a new landscaper. And the new landscaper determined that some of the areas were perhaps not maintained to the level that they should have been. Basically a routine maintenance effort, and that's what took place.
You didn't hire the landscaper?
No, it was a contractor separately under the contract of the association's board of directors.
So the board decided to go ahead with
That's correct.
What I want to know is, did the board have control of how the work was to be done?
No, the board was relying upon the professional opinion of the landscape contractor as to what would be...
Do you have a copy of the contract that was entered into?
Not currently, no, I do not.
Sir, what are you here for? You represent the homeowners?
This is a representative of the board of directors.
I'm the president of the Homeowner Association, and I live next to the plaintiff on the same side of the building. And I was on the board when we hired the new landscapers. And we have, as our part of CC&Rs, is to landscape and maintain the complex, and that's what we were doing, and it wasn't anything unusual. And we haven't heard of anything like this problem discussed with
What
before.
was the problem? You have a
I have a
rat there?
similar in size to the one we caught, Your Honor. What had happened was every month we have a newsletter that comes out. It's the only source of communication. In October and November, there's no mention that they're going to be cutting back.
Let's say there was no mention of it, and they went ahead and did it.
Which they did, yes.
Fine, all right. And you're saying that because they did this, a rat got loose?
Correct.
And came into your property
That's
and
correct.
damaged your property?
That's correct. I spoke to 3 different pest control companies, all of which refused to give me a statement on my behalf, but they did tell me that because the temperatures were so cold in November, they dropped down to the 40s and 50s. Rats are like you and I. If we don't have a warm place to live, they're going to seek shelter. Once their homes were cut back after not being cut back for several years, they sought warmer shelter, and at some point they managed to come in through my patio door.
Patio door was open?
It had to be. We have our laundry room out on the patio.
You're making the assumption that it did because the door was open?
Yes. He didn't come in any other way. He didn't knock on the door. I didn't let him in.
You sure that?
I'm positive. He had to have. We have a storage out there.
You're absolutely sure that the rat came from the foliage?
I'm positive. I've never, in 2.5 years that I lived there, I never had a rat. It was a brown gray rat like this one. It was a feral rat. I saw it twice before we caught it and killed it.
What damage did it do?
He chewed up my side-by-side refrigerator, destroyed it, got in the back.
Chewed up a refrigerator?
The back, yes. I found my cat's food. I have a 23-year-old cat. I accused her of it. This is my cat, Emily. On December 2nd, I had my husband take her to the vet.
Did you give the cat its rights?
No, she was going to the vet, but she thought she was going out to breakfast. I told my husband to take her and have the vet examine her, and if she was incontinent, have her put to sleep. It had been weeks that I was finding urine spots on my counter and on the floor. I was mopping every day after work and before I went to school.
You have a statement from the refrigerator person?
The only thing I have from the refrigerator person, no, I did not. Sears replaced it.
Do you have pictures of the refrigerator?
No, Your Honor, because I didn't think it was going to come to this. I didn't.
Well, you knew it came to this because you filed suit.
I tried to talk to them and see
No,
if
no,
they
no,
would-
forget the
Right.
talking to them now. I'm talking about pictures.
I did not take pictures
You
of
own
the
a camera?
refrigerator. I own a camera, yes.
Okay, and you don't have any statement from a vet of any kind or pest control people?
The pest control people refuse.
I know, you told me they refused, so you don't have a statement
I
from
do
them.
not. No, I do not.
What I'm trying to get at is what proof do you have that the defendant or the homeowners, well, the homeowners aren't parties to this action.
Right. The proof that I have is I still have a stove. You're welcome to come to my house and see.
Oh, I'm not
smell
going to
it.
go to your house, no.
It still stinks.
But that's not part of my job.
Right.
Occasionally I do that, but not generally.
It's
Your
got a
Honor,
lot
may
of the fluff pulled out of it, and what isn't pulled out has rat feces and urine in it. I can't use my stove. I can't cook on it. It smells like I'm boiling urine stew. It stinks.
Well, this happened
house
back in '98.
Right, November, December.
What have you been doing since about cooking?
I don't cook. Only on top of the stove, I use the burners.
Why didn't you go out and buy another stove?
Because I'm a full-time student, and I have already had to purchase a new refrigerator. I can't afford.
How much was the new
The
refrigerator?
refrigerator was about $1,400 after taxes, and for a stove,
How old was the refrigerator that was damaged?
It was just barely 9 years old, between 8 and 9 years old. I have the original receipt.
What was it worth?
What it was worth at the time, I'm not sure. When I purchased it, I paid $1,200. Replacement cost was.
Well, I know, but you don't
What
get
is it worth?
replacement cost of a 9-year-old refrigerator.
No.
Unless you're replacing a 9-year-old refrigerator.
9-year-old
with
refrigerator.
a similar one.
No. I replaced it with
Did you go to find out how much one would cost, the 9-year-old box?
No, I did not. My refrigerator just died very quickly.
How old is your stove?
It was with the condo when I bought it. That was there. So I probably.
Do you know how old it was?
About 11 years.
11 years old? What was that worth?
To a replacement cost today.
Of an 11-year-old stove.
Oh, well, I could probably buy one for $200. I'm not sure.
Now, how about the 9-year-old refrigerator? How much could you buy that for?
To be truthful with you, I didn't look for replacement 9-year-old refrigerators.
But you see, even if they're liable,
Right.
they don't have to buy you a brand new one.
Okay.
Only to replace a 9-year-old one.
Okay, I
Follow me?
understand that.
Isn't that reasonable?
That's reasonable, yes.
But you don't know what it would cost.
For a
Either of you?
side-by-side frost-free, probably
About $50.
No, not at all. For a side-by-side frost-free, I don't think so. A restored
$100
side-by-side
maybe.
frost-free would probably be over about $600 or $700 for.
You're guessing.
Well,
Yes, I'm guessing.
All right, well, okay.
But appliances aren't cheap, even used.
Oh, I know that. I've bought them. I know that. Yes, sir. You want
I'd like to submit a letter from the pest control contractor who indicates that they have been the service provider for over 8 years. They've not experienced this type of incident ever in the past. Just a quick comment that the association is responsible for the maintenance and care of the common area, certainly. However, something like this is something that could not have been foreseen or anticipated. Tree trimming, painting, certainly you would move vehicles and advise people, but this is a routine care matter as in the eyes of the board of directors, and really don't feel that the association should be held liable for this.
Your Honor, I would disagree in that they're supposed to be experts in
I
their
don't expect you to
field.
agree with him.
No, but they're
You
experts.
brought the action.
Right, they're experts in their field. They know if you cut back foliage that hasn't been cut back in years, especially where we have rats. We have Coast Chem come once a week and put down poison for rats and other type of whatever runs around there. And so they know if they're going to disturb their homes that we have rats there. That's why we have maintenance. Of course they're going to seek new places
Judge,
and
that's
run.
not accurate. We have a contract with a pest control company. They come out twice a month, and they do not. We have no rat problem. We haven't had a rat problem. Been on the board 5 years. I've never heard of a rat problem. So what we do is for ants and type things like that. Also, I have pictures of the unit and our facility here and layout, and I'm only about 60 feet from her unit, and I haven't seen a rat there ever.
Didn't
Oh, but I
you get
have.
your refrigerator or stove chewed up?
No, if this works out for her, I may try it though. But the bottom line is,
You're going to sue yourself?
yeah, but
That makes sense.
Technically, a
But-
member of the association suing the association is suing themselves.
But the whole premise
She's
that
not
we
suing the association, though.
Yeah.
She's suing the
Well,
management
okay.
company.
However,
But the
we're-
premise is that we should have let her know that we were trimming a tree. Those trees and those bushes are trimmed on a regular basis. It maybe wasn't as much as she's claiming this last time, but we shouldn't have to notify in a letter every time we mow the lawn. I mean, where would we draw the line?
I'll tell you where you draw the line. This is, I thought was pretty interesting. In December, the first week of December, Christmas is approaching, they make color flyers on 8.5 by 11 normal standard stationery, putting them all over the condo common areas, telling people, if you're going to buy a Christmas tree, make sure you dispose of it. If you don't dispose of it properly, you will be fined because we'll dispose of it. So they
You don't get rats, though, from disposable Christmas trees.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is that they don't want to be inconvenienced. And so they're letting us know early on what their tolerance level is and what they won't accept. But for us,
It's merely an effort
that's a
to
different
prevent a
story.
fire hazard, Your Honor.
We'll take a short recess. I'll come back and give you my decision.
I put him in the cab because I didn't want him to be hurt or anything. So when he jumped in the cab, he shattered my windshield.
But my dog come back very traumatized, had a bump on his head.
A pet dog. He was a very mean dog. Very mean.
Remain seated and come to order. This court is again in session.
I think that the homeowners association should be made a party to this action so that we don't have any duplication in lawsuits in the event anything happens in the future. Would you be willing to be a party defendant, sir?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you. The plaintiff is suing the management company and now the homeowners association, but basically she's trying to establish that the landscape people hired by the defendants were the ones who were negligent, causing this rat to escape from foliage. Well, not this rat, this is a sample rat. A rat to go in and destroy her refrigerator and her stove. Basically, what the landscape people are independent contractors. They had no control over how the work was done. It's a routine kind of thing. These people are not liable for what the independent contractor may have done negligently. Not necessarily foreseeable that when you trim bushes, trim foliage, that you're going to have rats. You haven't shown me anything except your statement that you talked to some people and what they told you. They wouldn't give you a statement. Even if they gave you a statement, it would be hearsay. There's no causal connection at all between the work that was done by the landscape people and the damage that was done to your apartment. You're also woefully weak on proving damages, but we don't really have to get to that point because it's moot. There's no negligence on the part of either of these defendants. Judgment is for the defendants.
The rat was the same size, and the only reason he chewed up my refrigerator is because they have to continually chew to keep their teeth down to a normal size so they can eat. So he chose to chew up my refrigerator. We found plenty of shavings and lots of evidence, that a rat was there, and it was a large rat.
What are your plans for this rat?
He's going back to the pet store. He's on loan.
Well, it would seem appropriate, as Mary Lou brought up, that serious issues that impact members of the community be noticed, but as a preventative measure. However, another preventative measure would be to keep your doors and windows, closed, or at least the screen in place to prevent something like this happening as well.
But even a screen wouldn't have helped because rats can chew right through them if it really wanted to come in. It was cold. It didn't have a place to live. They can chew through screens.
Maybe go somewhere else where it's easier to get in.
Well, possibly, but he came in where I have a cat, so he was pretty desperate. I thought I left the door open one day while I was home hoping he'd run out, and he didn't. So if he came in where there was a cat, he certainly wasn't going to look for another place to live. He was happy. He was happy. He had his own little nest and food and everything he could possibly want.